Hello there. Welcome to Sandwich Presents. I'm Greg, and if you're enjoying the content we're producing, please consider following a link in the description below to become a YouTube member today. Now, let's dive right into the latest in the rumor mill. We've covered this briefly before. It's kind of picking up steam, so we're going to dive into it again and see if there's any more information to glean from it and put pieces together. Some of this is going to be a little bit of interpretation. So, there is still at least two more Marvel games that have not been announced. There are at least two untitled, completely unknown Marvel games that are in development, that are out in the wild. There's been gossip about them. It's continuing to spread. One of them is a multiplayer game. Now, in terms of this multiplayer game, in terms of this kind of cooperative multiplayer game, very little is known about it. Incredibly little is known about it. That's why what we can talk about really is rather speculate on the information we have. Now, the biggest one here, and I'm going to go on and dive into this just based off your question, so I want to get this out of the way. The biggest one here is that, Insomniac has to be the one working on it. Now, that's fair, and it very well could be. Obviously, I've seen all of your DMs. We've been talking about this in the Discord. I've seen it all. It very well could be Insomniac. Insomniac went on a hiring spree, a massive hiring spree this summer. And a lot of their new hires were for an untitled / unknown multiplayer game. Now, with the announcement and reveal of Spider-Man 2, including, the fact that Peter Parker and Miles Morales are going to be playable characters, there came a discussion around, will there be co-op in Spider-Man 2, since there's going to be two Spider-Men in that game. And again, that is a possibility. That's a strong possibility. We have to acknowledge that that very well could be. But also, Insomniac is massive now. Their hiring spree has led to the point where they now have, as of the recording of this video and as of the information that I could put together, they have 3 main teams. That's quite significant. They may, in fact, have 4, depending on how they split up all of these new hires and depending on how the teams are split up. And we also have to remember that even with, just Insomniac having those 4 main development teams, they are a part of the Sony family. And Sony is renowned for outsourcing in terms of crunch and in terms of offloading development internationally into development farms. Sony is renowned for that. And Sony also has a number of studios that, they also own, that they'll say, hey, chip in and, help. So they have the massive backing of Sony studios in that regard to be able to handle the production of another game. So the master theory here is that, a multiplayer cooperative Marvel game in development, it has to be Insomniac because they were on a hiring spree this summer. That's simple. That's the really simple one. Anyone could put those pieces together. If you do any type of research just into production documents, we can kind of put those pieces together. That's not really any kind of significant scoop. It's just looking at publicly available information and going, okay, if there is an untitled cooperative Marvel game in development, which we know there is, and we see Insomniac doing a massive hiring spree, is it connected? We can try to connect those dots, but we can't say for certain. We cannot. In terms of if this game will also be a Sony exclusive, there's just no word on it. There is no major information. If it's Insomniac, it very well could be an exclusive to the PlayStation 5. Given, if we still go off, if it is Insomniac developing this, they only recently started, we're looking at a game that is years away, 2024 or 2025. Now, at the same time, we're putting those pieces together. There are still a number of other studios who could be developing a cooperative Marvel experience. There is also, and we've talked about this again in previous videos and in the Discord, the gossip going around of another Ultimate Alliance game. Now, technically, another Ultimate Alliance game would fit the bill for every single notch in this rumor. So, the rumor says it's an exclusive. It could be a Nintendo exclusive if it's Ultimate Alliance 4. The rumor says it is a cooperative Marvel game. Again, Ultimate Alliance also fits that. And the rumor says it is beloved. It is a beloved property. Ultimate Alliance is that as well. Now, you could also look at that. And again, this is where it gets kind of murky because in terms of clickbait, it's really easy to take all this information and put various different pieces of this puzzle together, which is what I try to lay out here. I'm going to, my goal is to set the table and give you all of the information. You can look at all of this, make your own determinations. Now, beloved property, I can't help but say, and this is the fan in me, X-Men Legends, a cooperative X-Men game. If the game isn't available till 2025, it does line up. Again, if you want to look at Insomniac developing it and having just started development 2024, 2025, it would line up with the arrival of the X-Men in the MCU. So it would arrive with a massive, massive push in terms of theatrics and in terms of promotion. So it would line up there just from a marketing, business perspective. But at the same time, there's also the story that, again, I still keep paying attention to, and that is of an X-Men game in development. Well, an X-Men game would also work as cooperative. It is beloved. Again, we have a history of, X-Men Legends and those types of games. It does fit. So we're having to put a lot of these things together. A lot of this is interpretation. I'm giving you literally all of the information. You'll reach your own conclusions. The goal is to avoid clickbait. The goal is to avoid the nonsense. We're trying to get to the truth of all of this. Now, with all of this information, I look forward to hearing your thoughts and your theories. I think it's going to offer a very unique perspective on what's coming. We are not done with Marvel announcements. As I said, there are at least 2 other unannounced Marvel games in development that are supposedly based on beloved properties. So we're going to have to pay very close attention, and sometimes we're going to have to try to interpret this information until it's officially revealed, as is always the case. And I look forward to hearing your thoughts. To my YouTube members, thank you all so much for your support and for making this content possible. If you're interested in becoming a YouTube member, you can follow a link in the description below, and you can support the channel today, just like Liz Edits, just like Optimus Luke, just like Dear Josh and Eduardo, and thank all of you so much from Sentinel, every single one of you. Thank you all so much for your support. Now, if you would consider it, if you are new to the channel, if you're just checking us out, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this content across social media. It helps immensely with YouTube's analytics and algorithms. And again, our numbers show that over half of you are not subscribed. So you know what? Why don't you take a chance? Subscribe. We also have a contest going on for when we hit 5,000 subscribers. So hey, it is free after all. Above all else, and most importantly, stay safe, take care of others, and have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.